Tired of living broke, so before I sleep, I pray.
Welcome to another episode of Crab and Kool-Aid. It's your boy Titus Early Making Big. And this is the podcast where we get to know the human behind the artist. Yeah. Type shit. No, I'm kidding. This episode, man, we've been blessed to have some like really, really dope people. This cat right here, my boy, is dope himself. He representing for the culture, his own culture. He doing the big Spanish folk stand up.
Mexicanos
My boy,
all the way.
Omar Lopez.
Omar
Lopez. What up, boy?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm good. Just out here, chasing the dream,
That part. So y'all, we met, I want to say via TikTok. So that's what's interesting about like our culture, our time, is that some people, it's actually weird because I have a lot of people, like when I went back home over the holidays, like Thanksgiving, I was back home in Georgia and people was like, oh, how'd you meet so-and-so? And like, it's weird to say TikTok, but it's so normal too. Like half the people that I know met a lot of their friends through TikTok. It's just like a new way of, I don't know, befriending folks. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like a connection, like a mutual connection with people that aren't, you could say, normal.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's kind of like, okay, we all kind of have it in common that we are grinding, hustling, but like also the common denominator is that we're willing to be on TikTok, quite honestly. And it's like, okay, you comfortable with social media? All right, bye, boom, boom, boom.
Or pretty much like be on the eye of the public.
And a lot of people like to like link and collab, right? Where it's like, oh, yeah, let's make a TikTok together. Let's combine audiences, whatever. So it's like you kind of meet people. Through people. Yeah. It's really weird. People that don't get it. It sounds weird, but we met through TikTok nonetheless. And it's the homie. What's up, boy?
What's up, my boy?
All right. So I like to start our episode with like a quote of the day.
Okay. Let's go with the quote.
I'm going to say this quote, and then you let me know how it hits you, what it does to your spirit. And I'm going to comment on it as well. Go on, get your little, we got, shout out to Courtney, the producer / bartender again.
Drinks.
We got a little Jack and Coke. Is that what we got?
Yes, it always hits, so.
She made it strong. All right. Quote of the day. Ready? It's very short, very easy to process. Success is on the other side of fear. Love that one. Easy on the ears. I was like, let's keep it short and simple. And I heard it first from Will Smith, ironically enough. He was doing some interview and he was like, success is on the other side of fear. Whatever you're afraid of, it's probably what you need to do in order to crack through. So
I agree.
Well, I don't know. How's that hit you? What does that do for you? Has that been relevant to your life
It's actually like perfect for me. Only because when I was younger, like in my school years, I was always like that person that was like timid, shy. You probably don't believe it now, but I was very timid. I was very shy.
You're kind of reserved, even though you're like
to an
public
extent.
figure.
I think for me, I have to get comfortable with that person or a group of people until I can fully like be myself and just talk and laugh about stuff and etc.
Type. But when you were younger,
I always like suffered with like stage fright. Stage fright.
Interesting.
Stage fright always killed the fuck out of me. Like whenever there was a presentation in school and I had to stand in front of everyone in class, I would have this like fear, like, oh my God, like I'm gonna forget my lines or I'm gonna fuck it up or they're probably gonna make fun of me.
Okay, hold on. Just kind of bombard your point real quick. Once again, everybody know I got ADD, so I'll be taking rabbit trails. So let me take this. Let me take this trail real quick. Do you think that's directly connected to potentially because y'all looking at him now, and this is like buff him. The only reason I know that there's been a different you is because you've posted pictures before, like the before and after. Do you think it's tied to any type of bullying or acceptance based on what you used to look like?
Yes, 100%.
And do you think the confidence you have now comes from a lot of aesthetic, maybe?
Yeah, I think all the things that I went through in my life when I was younger helped push me to be the person I am now. Yeah, throughout school, I was bullied by people that I thought were my friends. I was skinny, and then there was a time during middle school where I decided to be vegetarian because I had tried, I think I ate like carne asada or something. And then
what did it do?
It had like a little red in it, and it like grossed me out.
Did it give you the shats?
No, but I just thought of it. I was like, oh, like it had blood in it. And it just like grossed me out. And I was vegetarian for 4 years.
I'm gonna rock with you on that because the first time that not my dad, but we ever went to some restaurant and they gave us a steak that was like the first time I ever saw like a not well done cooked steak. Because in my culture, for some reason, we be liking it well done, or at least medium well. Like the red be redden for us, and it'd be like, ooh. But the first time I saw that blood, it kind of tweaked me out too, and I kind of stayed away from like beef for a while. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so after that, I was vegetarian for about 4 years.
Which not gonna help you put on weight. You probably even skinnier then, huh?
I was 135 pounds. I was skinny. Like, and then so like one of my friends, he obviously wasn't vegetarian, so he would like take my food every time we went to lunch, and he'd be like, "Oh, go get your salad or this and that."
Stop.
Dead ass.
Wait, he wouldn't let you eat?
Because I was.
What was the threat though? Was he gonna like? You feel like he was gonna like beat you up?
No threat, but he was, I guess, kind of like the lead of the group. But I was more so kind of like, quote unquote, like the friend of like everyone in the group. But I realized now that I think about it, I was always kind of like pushed to the side, not really like engaged with when it came to conversations or certain things.
So you were just kind of, unfortunately, honored to be in that space. Like you kind of fell into the space of like, I'm just trying to like not ruffle feathers. And like, just be here. Like I'm cool to just be here, I guess. Yeah. Interesting.
And so like now that person, recently he followed me on social media.
Shut up. Because you killing it.
Yo. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
And then I was like, you just watching and you're going to stay watching.
That's wild.
I'm going to keep growing.
Right.
And you didn't stop me and nobody's going to stop me.
Come on.
But God. But God.
God did. Yeah. Okay. So for me to connect it, to follow what you're saying. So to connect it to fear, you pushing through fear, you would say that you overcoming your stage fright or the fear of being in front of people is really essentially what you did that led to success. Because not only did you maximize on breaking through, like you did it on a level. This cat got multi-million followers on TikTok. So I'm like, you're literally in front of people regularly for them to critique you.
Yeah.
So I would say that's you ultimately burst through your fear.
Barrier.
Yeah. And it led to success.
And honestly, like I did not see this coming. Honestly, one day I just posted a video in uniform with that, like, golden hour. I was in the field. Yeah. We call it the field.
And I know the answer to this, but what branch, what was it all called? You know what I'm saying?
Well, for people that know out there, I was in the United States Marine Corps. Yes.
People that don't know, I thought it was the Navy. I'm like, I just see, this is bad. This is actually really bad. I don't suggest that anybody be this stupid as I'm about to say right now. But I'll be seeing fatigues and I'm like, oh, you in the Army?
Okay, pause. That bothers me so much because people that on social media that follow me that always say, oh, like we miss you back when you were in the Army. Does it look like I was in the Army?
Yes, that's what we saying. It do.
No.
To people that are uneducated, I'm taking my
So
L.
that means a lot of y'all out there are uneducated
100%.
because I was in the Marines.
I'm gonna tell you what's confusing about it.
Just say the service and that's it. Don't say Army specifically.
We should just dumb it down as opposed to trying to figure out which branch. It's like the service or the military. But what happens, I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of the idiots like myself that aren't educated in this. When we see that camouflage, movies, the industry has always pointed that to Army. Like camouflage is Army. And then like Navy is like, or like Marines is like, you think of a ship. Like you're on a boat and like Marine Corps, like you're like swimming in water like Marines. And then it's like Navy, you think like suited and booted, like Navy fit with like a white cap. So it's like they get confusing because the way Hollywood depicts it, like Navy, I think of like the little handkerchief. You know what I mean? Like there's so many like things that like, which ones are which? In our heads, camouflage equals Army for us uneducated folks, which is dumb because clearly that's not the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which ones are which? Because I still don't know the answer. Camouflage, y'all all
we have
camouflage.
camo as well. We have camo.
Does everybody have camo? Across the board?
Yeah, but it's different types of colors of camos,
Isn't there somebody, aren't there some that have like this blue, gray, and black camo?
Gray, and black.
I feel like I've seen that before.
That's Navy.
I was like, I've seen a lot of
but I don't think it's it's kind of like it's like a dark blue with like a little bit of like a gray bluish and the black boots.
Yes. I mean, what's your favorite fit?
My favorite fit, honestly,
on the service.
I think
I'm gonna tell you mine.
No, straight up the Marine Corps. Marine Corps is so sharp and so disciplined.
Yeah.
When it comes to everything. Like we have this thing called Marine Corps Ball,
Oh, I've heard of this.
Marine Corps birthday.
Yep.
And we dress up in our suits.
Yep.
In our alphas. We call them alphas. And dress blue alphas.
Dress blues.
Alphas,
I've heard of that, yeah.
And just when you put it on, you just look so sharp. Like it's
Clean.
just like it's like perfection. Literally perfection.
I love that. I mean, okay, so that's where my rabbit trail ends. Sorry. So let me run it back to fear. No, success is on the other side of fear. So for me, that's something that I'm currently dealing with because I've always been a very like optimistic, like balls to the wall kind of person where I'm just kind of like, I know it's me. Hope you like it. Now, people think I'm extroverted because I'm loud and talkative, but I'm actually not. Like public settings in big groups, like we've been out to the club, like I don't thrive there. Like I'm not like
kind of like, oh, like
yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, like where I'm gonna follow you. You know what I mean? Like that I don't thrive in public settings, but people think I do because of my
honestly,
one-on-one.
I thought you were extroverted.
Right. So I have extroverted tendencies or whatever it's called, colors, but my natural energy, like my family knows this is I'll be by myself at the crib watching TV and I might be on FaceTime calls throughout the day, but going to in person with people, half the times when you're like, oh, let's go here and I don't show up, that's because I psych myself out. Like for me, I'm like, oh, but like who's gonna be there? Like, oh, then I gotta talk. Like, oh, not good. If it was just Omar, it would be cool. But like, dang, who's that? Like, who's that? And I gotta like meet people. And I would literally be like, I just stayed home and watched TV. Like 85% of the time that I don't come somewhere is because I've psyched myself out. Literally. Anyway, all to say that my current fear thing that I'm dealing with that I know success is on the other side of is openness. And I mean that in the sense of on a public scale. Because behind the scenes, if me and you were having a conversation, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the answer. Like, I don't care how personal it is. Like, it doesn't really affect me. Like, I don't really get uncomfortable. Like, I get more uncomfortable thinking if you can handle what I'm gonna say, not how you're gonna view me about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
But on a public scale, because this is a field I chose, I'm like, oh man, like, I don't want people to like draw conclusions about me or have the wrong idea about me or this and then this and this. But I'm learning with this podcast and forward moving from here to like, let it go. Cardi B is what I like to call it. Like, drop that Cardi B. Cardi B be like, look, it's so-and-so, I did this, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying,
that's it.
Like,
suck it up.
Like, yeah, and it's like, and you're gonna find the people that can handle that. And the people that can't, why am I trying to appease them in the first place? And so I feel like for me, a lot of growth and success is on the other side of me being willing to be more open publicly, not private. Privately, I already practiced and done that. But anyway, fun talks.
Speaking about like, you know, worrying about what others are gonna think about you and shit. I used to care, whenever I was like rising up on social media, I used to get so like upset about comments that people would say or shit they would be like, you know, like talking about and shit. And I slowly started like realizing that like what they say like does not define you, you know?
Right.
And like I just now it's so hard for me to get offended by something or feel some type of way because I've built this like shield.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get cold. I just built this shield where like I can handle a lot of shit.
Yes.
And people think that whenever they throw some shade or some BS at me, like I'm gonna give a fuck, and I honestly don't.
Yeah, and let me piggyback on that. I agree because by being in the industry and being on social media, but like mainly for me on the industry side, where it's like I've sadly had to grow that tough exterior. Where I'm not cold, I've just heard it all already. So it's like now when people say stuff, you kind of learn to be calloused in a healthy way, where it's like your words don't penetrate me as much as I used to. Like back in the day, I would read something bad or I'd hear something like some hearsay like, oh, my friend said that they talked to so-and-so and they heard that Titus did this or like Titus said this. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, like why do people talk like, I like just come talk to me. I used to be like that. And now I'm like, I'm not trying to pick up the pieces for everybody else. I'm like, you're going to talk about what you're going to talk about. I can't change that. You're going to feel how you feel. You're going to say what you're going to need to say, whatever, how you feel. But for me, in my house, we gonna serve the Lord. But no, for me, like in my heart, I'm like, I can't any longer keep adjusting to try to like fit a different mold than you've heard me. Like, get to know me personally and draw a conclusion or don't. Like, period. And honestly, Kim Kardashian said this, and it was actually
not Kim K.
I know, but it was actually mad good because she was in the podcast and they asked her. Wow, now that's some Webster types. That's Webster right there. They asked her. That's wild. That came out so naturally too. I was flowing. My nigga, I was
flabbergasted.
Nigga, flowing. You can't tell me I was wrong with no asted. Anyway, they asked. Wait, isn't that the word that black people have a hard time saying? Axed. Not me fitting in a freaking stereotype. That's crazy. Anyway, they asked her. That is a hard word, fam.
You got it.
They asked her how do you deal with so much oppression, hearsay drama? Like every time there's a tabloid, it's you're hurting this person, you're in this organization, you're trying to do this, and then you and Kanye and this. They're like, how do you handle that? And she was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really sad to say, but it happens so much that now I've heard it all and it doesn't affect me anymore. Once you've heard people incriminate you so much, there's one of two things that happen. Either you get stronger or you fall up under it.
It breaks you or makes you.
Yeah, it either breaks you or makes you. And I've been close to it breaking me because I'm like, that's not me. Like, why aren't they seeing me?
Yeah.
And I finally got to a place through therapy that I'm like, that's always gonna be the case. And my dad helped too. He was like, guess what, T? Jesus Christ was perfect, my man. And people were dragging him through the mud, socially, physically. And they're like, he was perfect. He ain't get out of here without being drugged. So how you think you gonna get out of here without people talking about you, disagreeing with you, not liking you, having opinions about, like, accept it. You're not gonna win everybody over, period. And I had to it took me a lot of years to be like.
Some people, it takes a short time to get over it, and other people, it takes a long time. It could be days, it could be months, it could be years. Yeah, and I'll read stuff. Like, I truly do stay out of my own comments because I be knowing people be talking all types of mess. But sometimes when I am in my comments, I'll sometimes read stuff and I'll be like, that hurt a little bit. But I'm quick to be like, I don't know them. They don't know me. I don't even know who this is. They're sitting behind some computer. I'm like, come talk to me face to face, close it. And I typically have done a good job now of just like moving forward and just being like, okay, I know tomorrow I'm gonna forget that I read that. So just forget it now. Do you know what I mean? Like let myself forget it now. Yeah. It's all like very relevant, irrelevant stuff depending on where you're like, your level of handling stuff is. Like for me, like I know some of the statements that are hurtful that affect me the most, which I don't even like to really comment on because I don't want people to think that that's my weak point. So like start commenting that because I'll get attention, he'll respond. Sometimes people just say hurtful stuff to get a response from you. But it's really like integrity stuff, like things that are like incriminating my character, your image, right? Yeah. So it's like if you're like saying, oh, I don't like what you're wearing. Oh, I don't like this song. Like I've read stuff before where like people will praise their song and there's one comment that's like, you should have stuck with the acting thing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that was cute. Like I'll just laugh. Not your thing.
Right. And there's some comments that I will just laugh at with them. Like I'm like, okay, my bro, that's shady, but that was worded well. Like you did your thing. Like I'm laughing myself and you talking about me. But the ones that like affect me in a way where I'm like social media's toxic side is when you come after people's character. Yeah. Like I'm like, don't paint me in a light that's false because you believe that, right? So people are like...
People are so easy to believe things that are spread around. It's the sad truth, but not everything that is said about you is actually real. Like it's exactly. a lot of shit is because they hate seeing you thrive, and succeed.
And what is that? Like what is that in people that can't comprehend that there is room for everyone? Like you don't have to hate on me. Go get your own win.
You can all support each other and have a good time.
And I'm like, how much more? Like I had a person in my life that was like doing like the whole poor messaging, stalking thing of it all. And this man's response to me was that I wasn't a part of life, that I wasn't in his life. Like, and I was like, so what part of you being hateful thought that it would make me want to be closer to you? Like you realize that if you were just kind, it would have pulled me in anyway, and we could be working together instead of against each other. Like now we're quite literally enemies, right? And I'm like, I just don't understand the logic of I'm gonna go hate in order to get attention because it works. People do respond to it, but it's like, but it's not the attention you want. Like it'd be a fan. It'd be somebody who actually loves everything you do that says something hateful just to get a response. But now I really don't like you. Now you're blocked. And it's like, how did that work out for you? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Has that happened to you?
Probably a couple of times.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had someone that's been, to the level where like they stalk me.
Yeah. Good for you.
Honestly, because
cats is exhausting.
I be hearing stuff and I'm like, damn, like I don't want that to happen to me because it sounds so traumatizing.
It will, sadly.
Yeah.
The more famous you get,
will,
bro.
And
not that I'm famous, I'm saying.
Unfortunately, it will, and I'm just have to cope with it and move accordingly to how my life is.
Yeah. Okay, so before I go too deep into this, where that was stemming from is me saying where I needed to push through from fear. Let's keep that through line because I'm like, that's such a significant thing that I kind of want to keep as a through line for this episode because it's something that we both have to deal with regularly, just being on social media, on camera, on whatever. It's like people think that we don't have buttons, that we don't have fears. It's kind of like, oh, you put yourself out there. So like clearly you're okay with us ragging you and dragging you. It's like, nah, like I'm still human. Like I still want to be liked. Like at the end of the day, we're all wanting affirmation, right? Where it's like, if I put something out there, sometimes, yes, I'm doing it for me, but I still want it to be received well. Like, I'm not excited for you to come say hateful stuff. Like, I don't get a kick out of that. You know what I mean? I'm still human. Yeah. I don't know. It's just all very fascinating how people are in today's society when it comes to.
And I just realized very quickly that like no matter if you do good or bad, people will always talk about you and talk down about you. So I was like, all right, but I'm gonna just focus on me, and whatever anyone says about me, go ahead. Keep it in your mouth. Keep me in your mouth.
Honestly,
Keep me in your
that
mouth.
pivot though is so rewarding. Like,
because you care so much about me and the things that I'm achieving.
Yep.
I hope I inspire you.
Man, but I had to grow to that where I was like, oh, now I see why so many celebrities say that, because it gives me my power back, where it's like, and I don't mean power in the sense of like I'm looking down on you, but like my own strength to continue on power. That's what I'm talking about, where it's like, yo, you talking all that, clearly I'm doing something right. Because if I'm that...
If they ain't talking, you ain't doing something
right. Because it's like, there's always something being said about somebody who's killing it.
Always.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, clearly, if I'm that high on your totem pole of significance, that you got to talk about me regularly, you got to come to my stuff and stalk me and comment on, it's like, clearly I'm doing something right as far as like elevation, because you're watching real hard. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a good personal take your power back thing. Yeah. That's really dope. Yeah. Okay, so that's cute. Let's go back to OG Omar. So we had a little skinny guy in high school, or I don't know, how long did your skinny, when did you start getting jacked?
So I started working out by the end of sophomore year, like the
high school,
the second semester of sophomore year
of college or high school.
High school.
Gotcha.
High school. Yeah.
Okay, bet.
So I was just kind of like maintaining whatever, and then I just took it more serious my junior year.
Okay, so just being brutally honest with the people and yourself, do you drastically notice a difference from how people treat you from skinny to jacked?
100%.
Isn't that crazy? You got to see both sides.
Yes, bro. Honestly, like whenever I was skinny and very self-conscious and not confident, like people would, I don't know, I feel like people were always like talking about me or judging me and shit, or not wanting to talk to me. Yeah. And now that I'm this confident and like my self-esteem is so like up there.
Yeah. People are drawn to you.
Yes, like a magnet.
You got to bat them off. You're like, oh, y'all ain't want to talk to me a couple years ago, but now y'all are the deal.
Yes. Now the people that didn't talk to me now want to like come up to me and be like, hey, yo, what's up, bro? Like, how you been? I'll be like, oh, good. And then I just keep it short.
What do you think
I am very observant of the people that weren't cool with me that are trying to be cool with me now.
Good. I think that's wise as you go into more success.
It's like,
because I was bad about that, bro. Now. Like I was a free for all. Like I was like, anybody and everybody, we all dope. Hey. Everybody ain't on your team, bro. No. People are waiting for you to blow up just to be like, bow. You know what I'm saying?
Break you down.
Man.
Try to break you down.
Try. So wait, what is that you think? Like in the human condition that like, why, I'm gonna put it on me. Not that I don't feel like I do this to people, but maybe I inherently do and don't realize it. But why is it that, I'll use me as an example, just so I don't have to use anybody else. Why is it that I would bypass the skinny you and be like, yo, you're really cool? Like, what is it about aesthetic that's so important to us in today's society, you feel like? You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Honestly, like, I don't know.
Because you're the same personality. You're the same heart, same personality you were before.
I'm just evolved into a better Omar. You know, the younger Omar right now is probably clapping at me like, oh my God, like,
you know
thank
what?
you for
maybe it does have something
for
to
evolving
do
into this Omar.
I love that. I was like, maybe it does have something to do with what you're putting out based on who you've become. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe there is like an off-standedness that happened from the insecurity of who you were before, right? Where you're just kind of like, oh, I'm just going to stick to myself because nobody, I don't know. And then now that you're like, you're putting out an energy that makes people want to come. Because I'm trying not to just place it in an aesthetic place. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's shallow. Not everybody's like, oh, he's jacked now, I want to go talk to him. But
it has to do a lot. I think I'm very in tune with my spirit. I'm very, very in tune.
Yeah.
And it took me a lot of shit to go through that made me realize that I gotta like, you know, connect with myself spiritually.
Yeah.
Not just physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Spiritually is very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Side note, Got an audience question for you.
Go ahead.
From producer Courtney. I always be throwing her to the bus. And she's like, you don't have to say it's from me. And I'm like, from producer Courtney in the audience. What is the most wild thing that happened to you while you were in the military? Is there any like wild stories, military stories you have?
Wild stories.
Or was it, I mean, it could have been pretty chill. Who knows?
We were put on, what do you call it? Kind of like watching over someone because they were suicidal.
Oh.
So they put that person on suicide watch, and we had to like just like each person from my platoon had to just do like 1 hour, 2 hours just watching and just making sure, checking up on him and seeing that he's good.
Okay. Now, what about crazy nights?
Crazy nights?
Because I feel like military folks be partying. They be getting lit.
Oof. Yes.
Because I used to work on base, and them cats can drink.
Oh yeah, we can drink.
Yeah, I'm like, them cats.
That's
drinking.
what we do 24/7 in there.
Man, I'm like, I feel like actually,
I feel like I was an alcoholic when I was in the Marine Corps. Like I just drink so much.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, y'all just be needing places to like let your head down and y'all be stressed. Y'all got us out here about to die. I need a drink. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, besides work and our free time, you know, pretty much like go buy groceries or clean our barracks.
Yeah.
Or go to the gym.
Yeah.
Or hang out with our friends. That's all we had.
Heck yeah.
Because each morning we had to be at morning formations around like 5:50 a.m. for 4 years.
Oh, y'all buck. Because if I'm drinking the night before, I'm out for at least 24 hours.
We would get fucked up.
Oh, yeah, nah. Y'all tweaking. Okay, so I'm interested to know, here's another pivot, because that's what I do. I want to talk about culture with you. Okay. Because I feel like looking at your TikTok, and I don't even want to make this about TikTok because you're bigger than this, and we're going to get to that too. You're more than TikTok because I personally know that you have a lot of other desires, right? Yeah. Which we'll get to. But I'm like, what is like, because I've seen your content switch.
Yeah.
And it's very culture-based in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did you feel a responsibility to do that? Did you feel like it's something you always wanted to do? You just didn't know how to get there? Like, where did that happen? Like, what's going on with that?
Honestly, I feel like more people should be proud to represent like the roots, their culture, where they come from.
Yeah.
Because I think.
And what is your culture for people that don't know? Sorry.
I'm Mexican. I was born in OC, but my parents are from Mexicali, Baja California.
Hey.
My grandparents are from Michoacan. And yeah, I just think the Mexican culture is just such a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is.
I love being Mexican.
Come on.
And I'm so proud of it.
Come on.
And like, I just want the Mexicans to just always succeed, thrive, and you know,
and is
like
that
be
where
on
the
top?
And is that where the content comes from? You're like, I'm repping for the people. Let's get out here. Let's shine. I got this platform.
Yes. I feel like we can all shine and support each other.
Come on. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so what's like post TikTok? What's your biggest dream? Like, what's your aspiration past TikTok? I should say, not post.
Being an actor.
Come on, actor.
Yeah.
Yes. How's that been so far? The journey.
I mean, it's a pretty competitive industry. I just got signed with a manager.
Come on.
Like back in June, July.
Yeah. So like, okay, you desiring acting, what was like the thing coming up that made you want to be an actor? Like, did you see something, or who was the person?
I don't think it was a person specifically, but I would just, every time I watched TV, I was like, or like a movie or a show, I'd be like, I want to do what they do. Like, like that feels like I'm meant to do that. Yeah. It was just like a dream, you know?
Did you feel represented watching TV? Because I know mine was different. Like, did you feel like there was a lot of Latinos that growing up that you saw on TV? Or no?
Growing up, we would always watch like telenovelas.
Oh, so you was seeing it all. Yeah, you was seeing it heavy.
Like, damn. Like, I wish I could do that.
Because I feel like on mainstream TV, bro, like outside of BET or Telemundo or you see a little accent coming from I'm bilingual. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But outside of those networks that were like catering to our cultures, it took a while for me to see it. Like, if I wasn't watching Fresh Prince or like targeted shows, I wasn't seeing it. And I've always, and call me wrong, I don't know, I've always felt like Black, Hispanic, Asian, I just didn't see it. Like, I would see the tokens. Yeah. Like, I'd be like, okay, but there's one Hispanic guy, like Mario Lopez and Saved by the Bell. Okay, ooh, there he is. That's like that's really all I can remember. Like, I don't recall, and it's sad. Like, I'm not celebrating this. Like, this is a bad thing. I'm like, I don't recall growing up and seeing many Hispanic people outside of what, J-Lo? Like, who was we really seeing?
Mario Lopez is my cousin.
Man.
Nah, just kidding.
I was like, what are the
just kidding.
chances of that?
Hey,
And I was like,
but
that's
we
wild.
have the same last name, so we could be cousins. You know,
There's a lot of Lopez's. I was like, I don't know, bro.
We could all be cousins.
But I'm just like, I'm just happy that times have evolved, and obviously there's a lot more growth to be had, but times have changed towards mainstream
social media
and culture being presented, represented, seen on a high budget scale. And I say that purposefully, high budget, because we've always been around, but now you're seeing us in box office smash hits. Like the masses are like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, and side tangent again, something that upsets me so bad is when somebody says, oh, you're really handsome for a black guy. You're a really handsome black guy. And I'm like, huh? Like, hold on. Why? Since when does that segregate? What do my people look like typically? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I get that. And I'm thankful for the compliment, right? But it's like, I think it's a loaded compliment. I'm like, why are you inherently saying that? Like, I wonder if that like happens like, oh, he's a hot Hispanic dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. What happened to just people being people? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I'm just in the category of men. Like,
people care so much about looks.
Man.
So annoying.
So annoying. So annoying.
Yeah.
You said so.
Para con eso.
You said what?
Para con eso.
Oh, what does that mean? Come
Stop
on.
with that.
Huh?
Stop with that.
Give it to me one more time.
Para con eso.
Para con eso. Say it slower. Say it again.
Para con eso.
Louder, nigga. I can't hear you. Do it again.
Para con eso.
Para con eso.
Yeah. Like stop with that. Like stop that. Yeah.
Catch me bilingual. Catch me in these bilingual streets. I might steal all of y'all people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So here's a fun topic that I like to just casually ask people just in my life, not even on the podcast. Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Oh, I love conspiracy theories. I love this. I love it.
So what's like, okay, because I have a few that I can touch on.
Okay.
Do you have one off the top of your head? Because I can lead with one. Because I can debate you down, but I'm not going to debate. I'm just interested.
Wait, I don't know if I should speak about this.
I mean, you got to now, yeah.
I don't know, like Illuminati. I think.
Oh, we talk.
Yeah.
Producer Courtney.
she's like,
bruh, I'm like, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo just talked about it on freaking their
lie
detector. I'm like, people talk about it. I don't care. So literally, Cynthia Erivo was hooked up to the lie detector, and Ariana was like, "Are you a part of the Illuminati?" And Cynthia was like, "No." And she was like, "Is the Illuminati real?" Or whatever she said after that. And then she was like, oh no, she asked Ariana that if the Illuminati was real. And Ariana was like, I'm pretty sure it's real. She was like, I don't know anybody in it, but it's real and I'm not in it. And then Cynthia got the same question. She was like, I'm not in it. So all to say, but then people, of course, on social media was like, they have to say that they're in it. Of course they're going to say they're not. Whatever. Feel how you feel about that. But look,
reverse psychology could be it. Reverse psychology.
So, okay. So what's your Illuminati conspiracy theory? What's your theory? That it's
real.
That it's running
That it's
stuff.
real. And they're slowly starting to make themselves more known to the public eye.
Okay.
They're like warming themselves into the public eye.
You know, look, I fully believe it's a real organization. Yeah. That's not debatable for me. Like, I'm like, you can go through American history and see that it's a real organization. Yeah. But I don't think that it carries the power that it used to, in the sense of it is still an organization, but it's not like, in my opinion, could be wrong. Don't come for me. But if so, bring some money. It's not like every huge famous person gave their soul to Illuminati.
No, I don't feel like everyone did. No. I feel like there's people that actually legit work their ass off to get where they are.
Yeah. And they might be doing shady stuff, but I don't think it's always Illuminati affiliated. Illuminati, yeah. I don't think it's always Illuminati I don't think it's always Illuminati affiliated. Okay, so wait, what evidence do you have in your experience that makes you feel that way? That would prove that
it's real?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these very, very, very successful A-listers get where they are because they do certain things. And it's like some people just...
Now, hold on. Don't contradict yourself in public. Okay. Now, you just said it. Hold on. You just said that some of them work hard.
I feel like the people that just achieve stardom, like worldwide stardom, and from one day to another, I feel like that's like...
How?
Yeah, like how do you even do that? Like,
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Like, I'm like, you kind of wonder, like, who you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did that? Because
industry plants.
You know what I'm saying? We really do be around it, and you really do see. Like, I've sat in these rooms, not Illuminati rooms, but like on the acting side, never been Illuminati video in my life. No. But I've sat in these rooms. When you say industry plant, where like I remember I had a general at Teen Nick back in the day, and they sit you in a room and they just talk about your trajectory. Like, they essentially can choose to blow you up, to catapult you. Where it's like, cool.
They could build your career as an actor, as a singer,
easy.
anything
like,
you want.
Literally in that meeting,
anything you want.
And this is not a secret industry thing. Like, people don't know this because they're not around it. But everybody that's an actor, entertainer knows that you have generals sometimes. Like, sometimes you'll go to a network and just have a general meeting, meaning, hey, we see what you're doing. You're good for a lot of our stuff. And sometimes they'll offer you your own show. Like, for me on the Teen Nick side, this is back when I was like 20 maybe, and I looked like I was like 15. They were juggling around the thought of me having my own show. They were juggling around the thought of me just being on all their shows and like choosing to quite literally Miley Cyrus it, where it's like, oh, we choose her, she's great, let's catapult it. Because there's a lot of actors that come in and out of these doors from a lot of networks, and they're very much, some of them are very much selected. Some have a genuine trajectory. Like, you can watch it. Like Cynthia Erivo, for example, you can watch her trajectory. You can see her growing. You can tell nobody was like, I'm gonna make you a star. Like, you can tell she fought for that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some people that legit get plucked and they're like, hey, I like what you have to offer. We want you to be the next Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean?
In exchange for this.
Okay, so this is where your conspiracy comes. You going to the Illuminati side. I ain't say exchange for nothing. Because they wasn't asking me for nothing. I mean, maybe subconsciously or subliminally they were asking me.
Yeah, it could be subliminal.
It could be subliminal, sure. They're not outright asking for anything, but along the journey, what would they have been trying to get from me as I got bigger? That's where the question comes. Like, what do you have to start sacrificing?
To even get bigger, you need to give me this.
Right. So maybe that's where the catch comes in for some stuff. I mean, Illuminati, man, that's like such a vast conversation, because it's like, I think everybody can agree that it's a real organization, but how much power is it actually controlling stuff? Who knows?
We won't know.
Okay, here's my conspiracy. Here's my conspiracy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. 9/11. Was it planned or not?
Yes.
You think so?
I think it was planned.
I go back and forth. 100%. Did you see the thing? Like, they're showing, like, when people are Googling, like, all the signs from back in the day, like comic books have, like, there's a picture
The
on
Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Like, what are the chances that you would have planes going into the Twin Towers way back then before? Like, who would think to draw planes going in the Twin Towers?
But also, like, think about it. A lot of the shit that comes out in The Simpsons, that's actually happened. It sounds like it's been all staged. Like, it's been all planned out.
Who got the tea? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's getting tipped off over at The Simpsons that's like knowing stuff? What rooms are they sitting in that they got information? You know what I'm saying? That's what's scary. It's like when some of this stuff is going on in the world, you think about certain industry high people, but who are they answering to? I'm like, they're not calling shots. There's somebody above them that they're like answering. I don't know. It's just creepy. It's just so creepy. Okay, so what I like to do with each guest before we wrap out,
let's go,
is play a little game.
What's the game?
That laugh was so maniacal. It's called F, Marry, Kill. We know this game.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it with you for people.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to get drugged by saying your opinion to somebody on the internet. So I'll do it with, I'm going to do it with people.
Like people as in?
Celebrities.
Okay.
Selena Gomez, Sofia Vergara, Hailey Bieber.
Okay.
Good luck. I just named some. I don't know.
Jeez.
Don't kill the wrong one.
I would kill Hailey Bieber.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me too. Not in a rude way.
Yeah.
I rock with her, but like,
she's just not my cup of tea. I would fuck Sofia Vergara.
Dang, he didn't say F. He went for it. Come on.
Because she's beautiful.
Yes, that's why I put her in there.
Stunning.
She's a baddie. That's why I put her in there. Sofia Vergara all day.
And
Hailey bad too.
Well, she is bad.
In a different way. And then you would marry.
I would marry Selena.
Marry Selena. I like that. I think mine would be the same, honestly. Yeah, we rock with that. I think mine would be the same. Yo, if you had to choose between Selena Gomez and OG Selena Quintanilla. How you say it?
Quintanilla.
That part. Who'd you choose?
Quintanilla.
Hey, eso. Yo, I'm so So canceled. It's fine. Yo, Omar, thank you for chilling, bro. Thank you for talking. Just kicking back, having a little convo.
So grateful to be here, having such a good conversation.
So grateful to be here. Love you, bro. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Yeah.